Hello everyone, and welcome back to Norland, and our World of War series on the channel. And I'm not going to spend too much time talking. As I mentioned in the last episode, we are barreling towards the conclusion to the series, but I did just want to say that I have thought about it, and it seems like we should be able to finish in the next episode, so this is going to be the penultimate one. And if you would like to join us in the premiere, I'm expecting it is probably going to be on Sunday, the 12th. Today is the 9th as of recording this video, so I think I should be able to get that last episode out on Sunday. And even if I have to speed through 80% of what I do, that will be the last episode no matter what. If you would like to join me for the premiere, I will be in the chat and I can answer any questions you might have. And I may also announce the next series at the end of that next video, or the end of the last video, which is the next one. And otherwise, we are just kind of preparing to deal with Sophia in this episode. I think we will probably try to finish taking them out entirely in this episode, and then we will move towards conquering the rest of the map as the final one, and also taking out the Inquisition. So otherwise, I will let you guys know if anything interesting happens. So here we are now at Lisbon, and Ottawa is actually choosing to attack them. There's only 23 soldiers here, but I thought I would show you because we only have around 40 in total. So while we should be able to win this, there may be at least some losses. So let's go ahead. We don't even have walls here, unfortunately. Okay, and I'm hearing that fire sound again, even though nothing is burning. That's quite funny. But either way, our first volleys have begun, and I see all those little blinking orange lights. That is clearly a bug. But either way, let's see what happens here exactly. We'll let Chuda get involved first. And Edric can get involved now. There's only 30 soldiers, and it's 2 squads merged, because actually I was fighting bandit camp before this. Enemy commander already surrendered, and that was the ruler of Rio. We are just about done for now. There we go. So we didn't even personally lose anything. Yeah, no, we didn't lose a single soldier, actually. I thought we would lose at least something there, but I guess we didn't. So Rio's ruler died, but it didn't actually knock down their army all that much. And same with Ottawa, actually, so they're probably going to continue to be a little bit of a problem. Let's see about this camp. No, I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so as you can see, I rearranged the city a little bit, and I think this looks quite a bit better. I wish that actually these herbs, I wish we actually hadn't moved down here. I think it would have been better if the hall was somewhere like right around here, and that would have given us this whole area. So that was a little bit of a mistake on my part. But either way, I managed to get all of our production stuff down over here mostly, and mainly it's just the warehouses are kind of just all over the place, but also moved all the housing, so it's a nice, kind of a nice row and everything, and all the temples are right here. And I may place another temple here soon, because these are actually it doesn't look like their congregations are going to be too full right now. It's something like 112, maybe 120 or so. And we also did get Masha here, and she's going to be another lord for us once Neptera stops being insane here. And that's about it for the moment. As you can see, we are doing a lot of research thanks to all that. But either way, I will let you guys know when something else happens. Okay, guys, it has been some time, and as you can see, here we are at Rome. And basically, Sophia, they were trying to, and apparently are still possibly trying to pillage this village here. I guess it's actually Rome, but whatever. And I decided that I would just go ahead and force vassalage, which of course Rome denied, and so here we are. This may be kind of a decisive battle, because as you can see, look at this. 98 soldiers is what we actually accrued here. It says 91 there, but it is 98. And we are against roughly, it looks like 28. Yeah, it looks like about 28. This actually raised a little bit because of the reinforcements they got, and they have walls. So this is going to be a difficult fight. Let's see if we can make it happen. Let's see if we can win this. And I expect there's going to be some lag. That is just kind of an engine thing. I know my computer is strong enough for this, but currently it says 40 FPS. We'll see how that looks when we get started here. And it's going to take a second to actually click all these banners. I wish they would make it so you could kind of click and drag a little box or something to highlight all these, but it'll take me a second. Okay, and here are all our little soldiers running on in, and Neptera is stuck in the back a little bit. Let's hope that we do not lose too much in this initial skirmish. We're going to wait for the walls. I think that's the best thing. You burn the walls, and you wait for them to finish burning, and sometimes they will pull the defenders to the walls, and then they will get burnt instead of you. I think that's what we're going to try to do. I don't know if it's actually the best strategy. But yeah, right now we are under 30 FPS, so it's quite funny. This is, let's see, I think it's 150 soldiers in total, so not too surprising that it's going to cause some lag. Speed through until the walls collapse. Okay, the walls are down. We're just kind of waiting. It doesn't look like they're going to follow us. We are exchanging some archer fire here. That was a huge hang that I just had. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. Yes, it is. It is absolutely hanging entirely. The FPS is risen, but we are seeing some jittering every few seconds. Alright, so Strazimil is on his way, so is Pella and Shitka. And they are going to probably get burnt here. Okay, I guess they don't actually burn from that. I'm not really too sure. That's a little surprising. Get Terra in here. Alright, and the big skirmish is happening now. Hopefully we don't lose one of our lords. I expect that Neptera is probably going to die here. But she is 71, so I'm not really too concerned about that. Apparently Neptera went all the way inside, so maybe we'll just have her attack that tower. It is very confusing who's doing what. This is Rome, I think. And let's see, so it looks like Neptera did in fact die. That's not too big of a deal, actually. Okay, let's onto the tower right now. Sophia's ruler died. Okay, that's perfect. I think there's still one squad in here. Strasmil, yeah. Okay, we can surround him, maybe. This is taking a lot out of us. In fact, this is a lot of death that I was not really expecting. Ruler of Belgrade died now. Okay. The important thing now, I think we got, yeah, Strazmil is down. There we go. We're gonna start moving. Take out this one last person. And we can start to move on to these towers. This is actually not worked out so well that I hoped. And this is kind of the thing. They changed all of this. It's not just the walls, but something else changed, and it just seems like being a besieger is a lot more risky. Why are they not? These guys are not listening at all. There we go. And yeah, it just seems that attacking anything is suicide. I mean, you just kind of have to hope that they will become your vassals without a fight, because yeah, this is absolutely terrible for us. We've lost 2 full squads. We have 1 left, but it's already getting beat up a little bit. Either way, we are almost done with these towers. This is going to be the easy part. Okay, and here's the last of the tower people. They're all dead. We lost several more in all of that. And as you can see, 25 dead. It looks like we lost around 20 ourselves. But we captured 14, killed 14. We'll get 154 tribute here from Rome, and they are now ours. And, oh, look at that. Okay, so Sophia is still here, but they are crushed. I'm just going to start calling that crushed, I think. And Belgrade is also crushed. So, 18 soldiers, 10. I wonder, I don't think it's going to let us rejoin this whole army together, and I don't think it would be a good idea anyways. But I kind of want to see. Never click that again. I think I did that before. 70%. It looks to me that it would only bring our soldiers and not the extras, not the reinforcements. So we're not going to do that. We'll get home, and we'll probably end up fighting Belgrade pretty shortly. I just want to make sure no ragged ones are going to attack us or anything like that. And we're also having a little bit of rebellion issues. Siva is rebelling. We lost Brussels. Gorno I'm a little worried about, but hopefully their king will die, and I think their queen, rather, actually likes us a little bit. Let's see. Okay, well, yeah, that's right. Edric is our king now. She doesn't mind him too much. That should be easy to fix. It's still saying minus 67, so that means he obviously doesn't like Edric much. Yeah, no, he absolutely hates Edric, so that's a problem. But we did settle Kriege here, and yeah, that's about it for the moment. We also have Anknet here, and she is now a actual full-fledged lord, and we also have Meriptak as one of our teenage lords. And otherwise, we do have palisades, and we are starting to get our weapons all situated, but otherwise, that is going to be it for the moment. So here we are at Belgrade, and there's not much to say here. We tried to vassalize them, and they refused, of course. And as you can see, Sophia is no longer a part of their kingdom, and it actually seems like they are a part of Mecca here, which is kind of interesting. And we're going to go ahead and get into this. So we have 76 soldiers. They have about 15. Yes, 15. And they do have walls, so this is probably going to be a little bit difficult, unfortunately. But we should be able to make it work. So looks like we have quite a bit of squads here. I did take a lot of reinforcements. And we are going to start sending. And we'll need to actually pause while we do this, while I click through all these banners. Okay, and let's get up to the walls here. This may be a little bit worrisome. What I'm going to try to do is, I think rushing through the gates is the best plan when you have a lot of numbers. If you don't have as many numbers, maybe having some archers with you is a good idea, so that you can just kind of stand here and fire some volleys while they also fire at you. But go ahead and speed this up until the walls go down. Okay, now here we are rushing in. Just storm the gates, everyone. As I say, I really wish that we could select multiple of these squads at a time. I don't even know why Edric is not going. Maybe I misclicked. Okay. So now here's the main battle. And actually, these archer towers are probably placed in a pretty good location. We can kind of just have Edric go to this one, and we can have everybody else go to these other ones as well. And it looks like they all... Wow, that was a very, very quick collapse on those squads. This part should be rather easy. I was actually a little worried that we might lose Neptune or Edric, but it appears that they are going to survive, fingers crossed. As long as they don't get themselves killed by a stray arrow to the eye or something like that. Okay, and Edric is taking care of his tower. Okay, and we have pretty much cleaned everything up now, so let's see what our losses are. I think it's going to be around 10, maybe? 12, okay, that's not too bad. And we only captured 1 and killed 13 of theirs. And we're going to get 224 in tribute, which is actually pretty good. We'll definitely be losing out on a lot of tribute anyways because of all of these reinforcements that we used, but that's not really too big of a deal. As you can see, we have 5,400 right now, and I'm just basically buying any mercenaries whatsoever that show up that aren't Caden. We could hire a few more Caden, but as you can see, we have 8 of them already, and we already have 21 in the peasantry, so I really do not want to cause everybody to be too upset, so we'll probably just not do that. Now we just have Sophia here. They only have 10 soldiers. Oh, yes, that's right. They're with Mecca. So we're going to have to decide if we want to go for Istanbul. Probably going to be the last place that we take just because of their strength. I would actually probably rather go against the Inquisition first so that we can just focus entirely on this. So we basically have Mecca and Sophia. We would have to take Sophia first because Mecca is not a border. And we could just take this abandoned city and this one. And as you can see, Reckon here is now with Kriege. I tried to re-vassalize Kriege. They revolted and everything like that. And same with Siva. And unfortunately, before I could even get over there to demand their vassalage again, they started their own kingdom. So they are pretty weak. I don't really even understand why Reckon joined them. I guess just because they're even weaker and they're both Caden. But yeah, so we're going to have to deal with that as well. We might just let them kind of go for the time being. They're so weak that I don't think they're going to get too powerful or anything like that. And we can just settle this abandoned city, but it did turn out to be a bad idea for me to settle any of these cities with Caden. That was not really a very good idea on my part. So we probably will not do that in the future and try to go only for Varns or maybe Taneas, because Taneas will be somewhat decent friends with us, and they will have the support of the matriarch as well. But either way, that's going to be it for the moment. So here we are at Brussels, and we are actually defending them from a rebellion, which will get us the Bound by Honor favor, which we can use to bring them back into our kingdom. And, of course, it will also make the matriarch happy with us, which is great. But as you can see, they have no real chance. It actually showed, yeah, 50%, but I had another defense that I was doing for bandits, and so I have a pretty large army here. I think it's 57 in total. It's showing a lot less than that, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot more. Let's actually... 72 is what we have in total, so that's including theirs, but... Ah, yes, and there is that burning sound, even though nothing could be burning. There's nothing to burn. Look at that. 4 soldiers. They have 4. If I had noticed this, I probably would have sent a much smaller force. I swear that they had like 26 in the city before, so I don't know why there's only 8 in total now. They are definitely going to die pretty quickly. So I probably didn't even need to show you this, but, well, here we are. That's what we're doing. So, they're all dead, of course. And we are pretty much instantly going to use this favor, and we will demand vassalage. Unfortunately, we'll have to send a messenger for this. But anyways, that also gives me the opportunity to show you this. As you can see, we reunified most of the eastern part of the Norland, and we got Ugrad here. I decided to send Shirka off. She was previously married to Edric, I want to say. What the heck? Okay, something just happened with the resolution. I will fix that in a little bit. I don't really know what just happened here. But anyways, you don't really need to see much to know what's going on. But we sent Shirka off to do this because she didn't really have too much knowledge, and the only thing she was useful for was trade, and I figure we don't really need to worry about trade too much. We have low gold right now because I've been spending it all on mercenaries, but we will, once the trader comes back, we'll get a bunch of money from tributes, so I'm not too worried. So I just figure we'll send her, and she's a Tanea, so it should be a good option for a ruler. We do have Reckon over here, who basically the way we got Kriege was they were doing a rebellion, and I decided to actually help the rebellers, because if I had helped the original king of Kriege, he was a Khaden. This one is a Macaw, and I figured, you know, it's probably better to have a Macaw, and also I don't think the other one had the Bound by Honor favor anyways, so this was the best option. And that allowed us to get Kriege, and I just demanded vassalage from Reckon, and they just completely acquiesced immediately. So that is why everything here is back in our domain, and look at this. So Sophia actually rebelled against Mecca, and I was going to help Sophia out here. But then this option came up, and I decided to do that instead. So as you can see, this is now all again independent, except Cape Town and Istanbul are once again back together. I think what we're going to do now, we're going to try to settle this abandoned city if I can get the lord for it, and then we will probably take Sophia and Mecca almost in one fell swoop, and then I think we will pretty much be good. We'll also probably end up taking Siva back, although they're going to be a little bit difficult. They do have walls and everything, so we'll need a good amount of forces. So I think what we'll do, we'll take these 3, and then we'll probably go for the Inquisition, so we'll need to keep building up our forces. It doesn't show yet, but we actually have axes being made as we speak. So we have plenty of steel, we have plenty of coal. Well, not plenty of coal, but we have a little bit of coal. And yeah, that's about it for the moment. So we should, before too long, we should have almost the entire map and be ready to go against the Inquisition. Okay, as you can see, here we are at Belgrade, and we are assembling an army with most of our vassals that we can fit into our army, and we're going to go and attack Sofia. And I did just want to talk for a second about basically what's been going on. As you can see, it's day 143 now. I think it was just around day 100 when I started speeding through everything, and I would just like to explain what's been happening. So basically, all I have been doing is basically making peace treaties with everyone pretty much constantly. It seems like, compared to the older versions of the game, that your vassals just get very, very wily very quickly and decide to try to revolt against you all the time. So I'm basically constantly having to make peace treaties. I'm constantly rehiring mercenaries, taking out bandit camps to please the matriarch, and all that sort of thing. So that's basically what I've mostly been doing. I have also, as I mentioned, taken care of some rebellion, so I've dealt with Siva. I helped them, or no, Kriege. I helped Kriege rebel, and that's how we got them back. I helped Brussels out with their rebellion, and I actually took that bound by honor favor and turned them back into a vassal. And yeah, that's basically all that's been happening. So it's been slow going. I do not recommend continuing a series for this this long, if it is you, just because this is, at least in hardcore mode, this is taking forever. It's been a very, very slow process. So that's basically that. Now, otherwise, there is not really much to talk about. I do just want to say thank you to everyone for watching. This is the penultimate episode, so the next episode will be the finale. I think we'll be going against the Matriarch in that next episode. We may not even fully conquer at this point, because like I said, every single vassal that I add on seems to just cause a whole host of other issues. I may settle the city, take out Sofia and Mecca. I don't see any point in going against Istanbul and Cape Town again. They have enough forces that it's like, you know, it'll take some time to make sure that I'm stable enough not to lose vassals in the process. And maybe I'll take Siva, but again, it's kind of the same thing. We'll take them, and then there'll be a problem. I think, yeah, see, as you can see, Siva continuously. I went and defended this before, and Siva immediately called off the attack. This is one of the things that I think is just really, really annoying about the game now, is that it seems that the other factions just always have a leg up on you. Not just because of the distances involved, but also I attacked a bandit camp that literally had 9 soldiers, and I had a whole bunch of level 15s, and they were like level 8s or something like that, and there wasn't very many of them, and I doubled their numbers, and I still lost like 6 or 7 people just nonsensically. I don't really understand it. It never used to be this way. It could be because of hardcore mode, but I've played another hardcore series, and it doesn't seem like that's what's going on. So all that being said, I do think basically ever since around the Big Summer update that there have been a lot of changes to the game that I am just not particularly fond of. That's not to say I think the game is bad now, but I don't know how I feel about starting another series at this point. I will probably do a lot of testing and make sure. But there is an update down the pipeline for debug mode, which actually opens up the possibility of a pretty good series that I've been wanting to do for a while, but which has just been unfeasible. It was actually going to come before the Zero to Hero challenge, but basically it wasn't really possible for me to set it up with the sandbox settings we currently have. So yeah, basically, hopefully we can actually go ahead and do that soon. But we're getting pretty close now to Sofia, and we're going to see how this turns out. I expect to have quite a bit of deaths, honestly, and well, you'll get to see firsthand exactly what that entails. So, yeah, 33 or 41 rather, and they do have some reinforcements, of course. But still, 41 versus our 133. Average of 12 combat skill here versus their average of 8. Theoretically, I mean, me personally, I do get sieges being destructive to an attacker. I do get this. But if you have troop quality to this extent, you know, level 12s on average versus level 10s on average, right? I think that we should, in theory, obliterate these guys, right? I mean, at the least, you should be able to starve them out or something like that and cause a lot of deaths in that process. But I personally think that this should be easy, but watch. This is going to have probably quite a lot of deaths. We could lose Edric, Draga, and Nebtium. We could literally lose them all in this fight. I'm not kidding you. It could happen. I hope it won't, but we will see exactly how this happens. And if that happens, it's going to be quite difficult to actually recover and fight the Inquisition, just because, well, losing all those soldiers, you have to pay for them back if you're paying for mercenaries, and otherwise you have to build them from your own bandits, you know, prisoners or peasants or anything like that. So we are currently at 20 FPS as well. So this makes the late game pretty much impossible as well. And this was not an issue in the earlier Norland game build. So it's, again, I think updates where the developer are maybe needing to just cook those updates a little bit longer. That's my personal opinion. I don't think this weekly update thing is very sustainable. I think they should take, you know, some time and really iron out all of these things before they do them. Because, yeah, now performance is absolutely messed up. The way battles work is a little bit messed up. And, yeah, unfortunately, I just don't know. I don't think that this is the kind of quality I would expect to put on the channel in the future. So I am hoping that it's just a thing where it's the save game, where it's because we had the save game going already when the updates happen. I'm just gonna go ahead and rush on in. But I'm hoping that that's the reason that this keeps happening, and I keep forgetting you can actually click on these flags down here. But so basically, that's how I feel about it. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you think that everything's all good and it still looks fine. It's more of a personal thing where, you know, I want to put the best possible version of everything onto the channel, and I just don't really like exactly the direction that the developers have been taking. I like a lot of the changes. I like a lot of the art changes and things like that. But I think that where they're saying they want to expand the complexity of everything, they're kind of lowering the complexity in a lot of ways. See? And there goes Draga. So as you can see, we are losing a lot here. And we've already lost like several squads as well. And there's like 4 of these guys that just won't die. And there goes Ruler of Mecca as well, so that actually does help us. Yes. So, in my opinion, we're going to have to see exactly what everything looks like. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong thing here. For these guys. And we will see if we go with another series shortly, or if it's going to need to wait a while. And maybe we'll play some other game or anything like that. Maybe we should get this guy in here too. I'm gonna actually go for this tower. So yeah, that's Draga dead. Yeah, she died. That's unfortunate. Now luckily Edric didn't die, but he's also 64, so you know, not really too helpful. At least Neptune is doing okay as well. How's he? Yeah, he doesn't have injuries, so that's good as well. Why are they? I swear I clicked the tower. And they're just not doing it. That's my fault for not paying much attention, though. At least they got this tower. Okay, as you can see, yeah, we have lost. I feel like this is probably more than... I mean, at the least, I should be able to do a little bit more. I'm not saying every individual troop should be commandable, but I do think I should be able to do a little bit more here to have a little more agency in what happens in the battles. And I also wish that these guys, I don't understand why they just stand there. Like, I wish that you had some kind of like orders that you could give. So like, maybe it could be for all of the squads or certain squads. Kind of like if any of you have played Bannerlord, something kind of like that, where you can just say, okay, everybody charge, or everybody, you know, hold this position or hold that position, or something like that. But yes, like I said, they are kind of saying that they're focusing on complexity instead of letting everything build tall. But I would actually, as the game is, or was, I guess I should say, I would actually prefer to just be able to build tall and just have, you know, 500 peasants if I wanted to. It was still, in the late game, a little bit laggy if you did that in the previous builds, but it was doable, whereas now, I mean, I can't even do a battle of around 100 soldiers without having it at nearly 10 FPS. So we managed to conquer Sofia, but we lost Draga, so that's unfortunate. I could try to get Mecca to join us now. But as you can see, look at this. 136 minus 61. Even London, who should like us, is -9, -2. And this is all because of us attacking neighbors, which this used to happen as well, but I don't remember it being so substantial. So yes. Anyways, that's a lot of complaining for me. I obviously love the game since it is the mainstay on this channel. But I do wish that the developers, at the least, would allow us to actually backtrack on the versions, so you can actually change to the beta build if you want. You should be able to change to, say, you know, 0.1, 0.3, or I don't even know the game versions exactly, but it says at the bottom right in the main menu. I wish you could change between those at will. Crusader Kings allows this. Banner Lord allows this. I think RimWorld allows this. I'm not totally sure about that. But either way, we will be finishing up in the next episode. I've talked for a while about just my issues and hang-ups with the game, and I don't mean to do that, but something had to be said because I think the frustrations I had during the series were pretty obvious around like episode 20, around there. So I didn't want to just like leave it and just pretend like everything was totally fine and that I just had minor complaints. I do have some pretty serious complaints, and hopefully the developers will fix that, but I've been saying that kind of for a couple of months and it just hasn't happened. Either way, Draga's dead, so this is going to make things even more difficult for us because she was our main manager, so everything in our city is probably going to start falling apart now. And I did just... I could have been a little more conservative there, but I felt like I should show you guys exactly what's been going on, and we lost... We personally didn't lose too much. I think we lost around 12 soldiers or something like that, so that's not too bad. But now our vassals are all weaker, they all hate us, and yeah, so that's a little crazy. The matriarch still hates us as well, and there's not really too much I can do about that because these bandit camps are stupidly huge. Like, look at that, 27 soldiers. And then anytime I go to attack them, Ragged Ones attack. And yeah, so that's a whole other thing. But as you can see, we are starting to build up some walls now, near the entire end of the game. So this edition is starting to feel a little pointless. I could have done this much earlier, but then I would have had to focus more on our wood production and everything. And then you start to lose the food production. So that's another issue. They should maybe lower the amount of wood that you need for it, I think. Because, yeah, I mean, it's not really that huge. I think this is probably going to be like 400 or so wood to complete. I wasn't even able, though, to place palisades down here. Look at this. The entire bottom is just unbuildable. But you can build gates here. I'm not sure what that's about. So, either way, we are going to have the final episode on the 12th, which is Sunday. And it is going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's going to be the premiere for the final episode, and if you would like to join, I would be happy to have you there, and I will be in the chat to talk about everything. And you can listen to me complain in the chat while you are listening to me complain on the video. No, just kidding. I will try not to do that in the final episode. We will be facing the Inquisition no matter what. Let's actually look here. Yeah, we'll hire you and you. Okay, so we'll keep building our forces back up. We're going to be spending every little bit of money that we can. We do have axes coming in. I may even get rid of... We're probably not going to be able to create armor in time, so there's no real point in having those. So I might just delete them. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should just snooze them in case I change my mind later. Can I not snooze this? There we go. And we do need these. We need the weapon forge, yes. Coal furnace we need. Workshop we don't really need anymore because it's just for tools and we have enough tools, I think. I think that's pretty much about it. And yeah, okay. So that's all pretty much good, and hopefully we can just focus on getting a whole lot of axes. I think if we have 70 or so people with axes, even if we don't have armors, we'll probably be okay to take care of the Inquisition. But either way, that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys will join me for the premiere of the last episode. And I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.